Okay, the plan for today, well, I was thinking just a little bit of a slow start, like just 5 minutes of hanging out. And then again move into making another song from scratch. I've been really happy with both what we did on Monday and then the thing we did yesterday was hi Jimmy, lang tid siden, man. I wasn't really feeling it after we did it. I don't know, I was just not in the mood. But going back to it yesterday evening, I was really into it. You know what? Let me just start by playing that bit, and that means that this sound is gonna end, but we heard that for a long time now, so that's fine. Yeah, but what has happened is exactly what I hoped would happen by doing these live streams. We did. Thanks for following, Sulfo. The thing is that I was really hoping that it would sort of make me work faster, but also work way more on actual songwriting rather than just sound making, because I've really had a tendency for a while to focus on what the sound was like rather than what the composition was like. And I mean, to a certain extent, that's fine. It definitely made me way better at designing sounds, but it was on the cost of I don't know, sort of forgetting how to write songs. Honestly, it wasn't optimal at all. So yeah, I hope that by doing these live streams and there being a bit of pressure, and maybe it working in the studio being a bit more like playing a concert, for instance, where you're on and you have to make sure that there's a progression. It has really helped so far, and yeah, I'm super happy with it. Still a complete rookie. I mean, Monday was the first time we did this, and I'm figuring out what works and what doesn't. But so far, I'm happy with the results. So let's take a quick listen to what we worked on yesterday. This I gotta turn on. Okay. Here we go. Right. Okay, 1 second. I have this problem with the synthesizer that I really like, this one called Lion. It doesn't load up the sound in the correct way. So I have to save a preset and then load that every time. Whatever, I've written them. Hopefully they fix it, because it sounds amazing. There's something here for sure. Love it. Two minds intertwined like the World Wide Web. And I love it. And I love it. Nice one. Cool. Hi, Jens. Okay, so there was a couple of questions I'm gonna reply to Morten. I would definitely consider myself a perfectionist, but and in terms of everything about the music, but it's something I'm not that happy about. It's been bothering me for a while because I don't think that it creates better art. Oftentimes, I feel like my perfectionism has made a lot of my songs worse. And one thing I know for sure is that it has made the process not as good as it could have been, because it's been too painful once in a while, because you have these extreme expectations from whatever you're working on, because you think like it has to be the best ever made. And I really want to escape that now. And this process to me is actually a way of getting away from perfectionism, because by letting you guys see the mistakes that I make while I'm making them, I think that I'd much rather let the songs be that way, you know? Have the mistakes, have the imperfections, because the weird thing is, that's the kind of music I love. I love music that doesn't sound perfect or doesn't feel like 100% done. You know what I mean? It for some reason makes it a little bit more interesting. So yeah, I'm trying to get away from perfectionism is the short answer. I don't want to be a perfectionist anymore. Hey, let me get that real deep radio voice going right here, all the way into the microphone. Oh yeah. Sorry, that was a little too close. I think it's important to pay attention to mixing and mastering for sure. But songwriting is the most important thing. And I've had to rediscover that. Okay, and Frederik asks, would you recommend having a studio elsewhere instead of making music at home? Does it help your creative flow? Well, the thing is, I'm the wrong person to ask this, because I've had my studio not in my apartment, but in another room in the same building for the past 4 years or so. And I guess I wouldn't recommend that, actually, because it has been a little bit difficult to create boundaries between work and just being home. And I know that my girlfriend for sure has often wished that my studio was like a 10-minute bike ride away. But the thing is, it's so cheap here. It's a really nice room with a lot of light. It's just I can't find anything that's better. It's not too big, it's not too small. It's just right. And I think that finally, after maybe 4 years of being here, I'm getting better at sort of compartmentalizing. Now I'm working in the studio, now I'm just home relaxing or whatever. Whereas, like, and especially when me and Pernille were a duo in Blondage, all of it was very much just one big blob of life, rather than, you know, having work, pleasure, family, whatever. It was just all, because my sister lives in the same building as well, so it's just very tight-knit. So yeah, I'm the wrong person to ask, but I think just as important as finding another place than your home is to really think about how you can compartmentalize, because just moving it to another place is not necessarily the answer. The answer might be that you get some habits that are better. Yeah. So think about that first. And as Morten said, yeah, for sure the first drafts are usually the best. So yeah, for instance, this song that I just played, I don't want to change it like tremendously. At least I think one thing I do know I don't want to change at all is the vibe, because there's some sort of a nostalgic thing going on here, and like nostalgic in that warm feeling you can get when you look at a physical picture or whatever. And I mean, this is not really a technique I've used before. It just kind of happened yesterday, but I really enjoyed this choir where it is super hard tuned. And when I sang it, because basically the only melodic thing going on is this bass. And when you just hear a bass and nothing else, sometimes it can be difficult to completely tell what the intonation of it is. So I was a little bit off pitch, I think, when I recorded it. And that means there's a bunch of these little, like, where you can hear it go from one note to the other, because it's sort of like right in between. And it has these, I think the word is trills. Yeah, and then I've just experimented with also pitching one up an octave and stuff, but you can hear it here. That thing is definitely something that happened in the auto-tune, but it creates like a texture that's right in between something that's human and something that is computerized or whatever. And that is probably one of my favorite things. And then there's kind of like an organ sound going on here. Which is actually the exact same vocal tracks. And then I have this vintage rotary effect going on. Oh, actually, sorry, I forgot to change the camera here. And then I put on this guy, vintage rotary, which makes every sound you put through it's not going to sound like an organ completely, but it's going to make it more like an organ. And it's just, I don't know why, but the organ is one of my favorite sounds of all. I'm always like dragged towards the sound of that. Yeah, I think it sounds good. So, any other questions or just something you want to talk about before we get going? Because otherwise I have a few sips of my coffee and then we'll open up a new song and try something. There it is. To Sulfo, and why I started to live stream. There's a whole bunch of reasons, but I think how 2020 went down is definitely one of them. And I mean, I've always worked alone, but then I've really been among people or tried to be among people as much as possible in my spare time. And and you're out playing concerts and you get a lot of like feedback and stuff. And I don't know, it's just like something. It's like the wheel wasn't spinning the way I wanted it to anymore. Um, so a big part of it is to sort of socialize more. I wanted to get back in touch with the people that I have in mind when I make the music, and I wanted to sort of pressure myself into having the guts to try something new. Yeah, but I mean, I've been doing this a while now. It's like, what is this? It's 10 years soon since I released the first EP, and you just have to try to find new ways of being creative to keep the fire going, I think. And I'd been stuck in my previous work method for a little too long, I think. I hadn't switched it up. So that's what I'm doing now, and thoroughly enjoying it so far. The instrument behind me, are you talking about everything in the corner over here? Stefan, maybe just reply before going to a long, detailed thing. And before that, then Morten. Yeah, the Solina is one of my favorites. Okay, Stefan, yeah, let's start with that. All of that over there is, it's my live set. It's also a little bit more than that right now. It's also a little bit of a mess, but a controlled mess. And that is the stuff that I use primarily for live. It's, I mean, for instance, what's there? There's a lot of MIDI controllers. There's effects, there's a mini log, and then when I actually play live, I also have my Eurorack in it, and loads of other stuff. But that's my live table. So sometimes when I'm gonna live stream on Fridays, when I'm gonna jam, it's gonna be from that setup over there. So I just always have it set up so that I can either practice or play something improvised. There's a Mac when I play live. I collect everything in the Mac, so it sends out some MIDI, and it and if all audio goes through it, and then there's additional effects. Yeah, I can do some type of studio tour, for sure. Also, I think today we're gonna use some stuff that we haven't used in the previous sessions. I think we're gonna use some more hardware today. Some Eurorack is my feeling. And then Morten wrote that he gravitates towards vintage stringers, the RS 101. And yeah, I really like the Solina, especially. I've seen that Behringer are creating a clone of it, and that's exciting. I mean, it's also just because it's small and portable, but I do think that Arturia's Solina VST is amazing, and I use that a lot. I actually don't know the Roland RS 101. I'm just gonna Google it real quick. What is that? I don't think I've ever seen one, and I definitely never tried one. It's beautiful. I think the looks of Roland's 70s things are just maybe the best looking synthesizers ever. The System 100 is, I mean, I'll never have one. It's far too expensive, but it's the best looking synth I've ever seen. And to Frederik, it has definitely changed over time. I think there was a while where I thought like it was difficult to take the next step. I think when I released Straight Jacket, I just felt like the old releases still overshadowed it a little bit, and or people didn't want to take that next step with us at that point. But the further I get away from Home EP and Beekeeper, the better I like him, and I never disliked them. I mean, I always, and I never got to that point where I didn't want to play Young and Dumb live or didn't want to play Klaus or whatever. I definitely have my favorites from those releases. I still think Young and Dumb is great. Behavior. And then I think from Beekeeper, my favorites are Clouds, Riverbed, Empty. What's the last song called? Is it called Beekeeper? The last song on the album, the very quiet one. So yeah, I have my favorites, and I'm super proud of them. But I would actually, to be honest, I feel the exact same amount of pride in everything I've released with Rangleklods. I think so. It's not like I don't prefer Beekeeper to Home or to Straight Jacket. I kind of feel like all of them were the very best piece of work I could have done at that particular time. I think we should start now. It's been a while. Okay. So let's see. I had this really small thing prepared. But before we do that, I think we should try to light up the Eurorack and especially the rings module that I have, because I kind of want to play around with that. Let's see, I'm gonna load up the Eurorack. Oh, sorry. I might use guitars and bass on the new songs. It's not that I've decided against it. I just feel I have moments where I want to play guitar, and they're kind of, there's quite a while between them, but then when they hit, that's the only thing I want to do. So maybe, like, for instance, this week I'm not really feeling it, but maybe next week is just gonna be guitar week. Okay. So just to make sure that everything is set up right, I'm gonna start by sending a sort of a random sequence out. And oftentimes something really interesting happens when you do that. And then a quantizer afterwards. I'm gonna explain a little bit more when it's set up and you can hear some sounds. Major or minor? Well, I have a tendency to start in minor, and I kind of like E minor at the moment. No, let's do B minor actually. Okay. That needs to be on the other one. Okay. Here we go. Doesn't that sound great? Okay, let me see if that camera works so you can see what I'm doing. I think it's this one. Yes, it is. Okay, so you're seeing a little bit of my some of my Eurorack modules here. And let's try to change this melody to something that's a little bit. Okay, and just to get a feel, I'm gonna add the kick so we know where the one is. And don't worry, I don't like the sound of any of this either yet, but let's keep searching. The thing about this module, I mean, I really like this module, but it is so difficult to tune. But then when you find a sweet spot, you really find a sweet spot. So we're gonna hunt for that sweet spot for a few minutes, and then it's gonna make sense. And look at that, all 4 cameras at the same time. Okay, let's write our own MIDI here. And let's begin with the first bar. What I'm searching for is just the notes that I like the best. Like the sound of him. Let's take away the kick and add some ambience here. You could say that this is sort of like okay, I'll change the where the coffee is. So far, I have 100% success rate in not ruining any gear with coffee. So have a little faith in me. And yes, it's as the Model D, a really good clone, I think. And I mean, I would never be able to purchase the the real one. It's just too expensive. Okay, let's put on an arpeggiator. Especially if perhaps it's like on each sixth instead of just the eighth. Yeah, let's make it more subtle. I mean, it almost sounds like a real marimba or something. Whether that's a good thing, I'm not fully sure yet. I think we should maybe try to create a little bit of ambience by... I have switched to the camera again. This guy called the Rainmaker. It's really something that can mess up the sound. Just gonna make it stereo real quick instead. And I've set that effect up in a way where just pushing this trigger button... Oh, sorry, you can't see. My bad. Just pushing this trigger button right here is gonna randomize everything. I know it sounds like a mess right now. And thanks for joining, man. But we're just gonna keep pressing a few times and see what happens. And then I actually, because right now the stereo image is just too much, so I'm gonna decide on one channel here. I do think there's something interesting here. This is cool. This sounds like a broken piece of tape. And I already set up a record track down here. So let's record this. Oh, I'm recording stereo. I'm not supposed to. Let's go again. You're so right. Everything can mess up the sound here. Making a normal sound in Eurorack is what's difficult. Not making sounds like this. So I mean, I think there's like a sort of an interesting, almost a moral thing to talk about when you talk about randomization, which is a trick that I use a lot, and that is like, is it your idea or not? But I think what I would say is that every time you use randomization, you reset your brain into really thinking about something. Oftentimes, if I make a sound from scratch, say on this synthesizer over here, like I know what will happen when I turn this up or this up, and I can't like move everything at once. And by doing it, I think that you often do that thing that you've done before. So when you randomize something, you really think about, how do I feel about this sound? Like what kind of emotion does it create? And then it can set you off on a new path. And yeah, right now I want to try to find a path. So I'm recording stuff that I enjoy, and I'm more of a what's the right word? You're instead of a creator, you're I'm missing that word. You're sort of you're a librarian deciding which books you want to like put out by the door so you get more people to read it. And that has an actual word. I just can't remember it. So let's randomize a few more times and make it rain more. No, I haven't seen the randomized piano, but it sounds like it's right up my alley. Just a second. Because I think that I can actually make the randomization way wilder. Here. I don't know if you can see it, but I just changed randomization to all instead of just the delays. So now it's going to be full on whack. This could be a good sound for creating ambience. It's almost like a broken record or something. Just want to hear what it sounds like in stereo for a second. You know, honestly, I kind of like the other channel better. This does sound like digital rain, so let's record that. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that. Let's see some more. Ooh, nice one. This could be exciting. A few more sounds, then we're gonna try to make something with it. I wonder what just happened. I mean, again, really nice. Wow. Wild. Nice. Okay, so what I think I'll do now is maybe take this one and let that play. First of all, I gotta find the right pitch for it, because this might be completely out of pitch. And then I will search for chords to play on top of it. Like, that's gonna make some sort of sense. So first, oh, it's playing both. Is this really what it oh, damn. I think... I recorded from... That means all of them are wrong. I'm an idiot. I think that this last one, though, should be the one still here. Hi, Nikolai. Okay, let's see if I'm right, and that's the thing that we actually have now. Yes. Okay, so I didn't lose the most important one. Still an idiot, though. Yeah, man. Oh, I love this already. Just the first note. Here we go. Yeah, man. Why the fuck not? Probably keep that. Okay, but it's in tune, pretty much at least. That maybe I need to tune it a little bit, but it's beautiful with this note, which is a D. Can you see? I think I'm a little bit. Let's see if you can see me play now. Okay, so the last thing I need to make sure now before I start recording anything more is that this is just pretty much in time. Maybe I could do stuff about it, but whenever I record stuff from my hardware, it's just a little bit off tempo. So I need to do something like maybe this is it. Gonna turn on the kick and we can see if it's right. Okay, so that's not the way I heard it. It should be. And that's not right either. Maybe this. Definitely not. That's it. Here we go. Okay. A little bit more experimentation now. Over my head. Sometimes I feel like it's over my Okay, searching for that bass line. The arpeggio is recorded now, and I can't really control it that way, at the moment at least. Okay. Really is funny. I feel like the last couple of days, it's not the first idea that's good. So let's continue. I want to move on from that. It had something immediate, but maybe get back to it. But I'm just gonna go down a different road for a moment. I had this MIDI prepared just moments before we started. I'm gonna give it a quick listen. Okay, so what do you think? Should we try to work on this bit of melody? Because I feel like in that case I'm gonna save under a new name. Cool, we're gonna work on this. But I'm gonna... In that case, I don't want the beat to be that swing, that bouncy. I think it should be a little bit more stiff. So let's find... It could be cool to almost make it sound just full-on 909 type drums. You know what? I'm gonna load up the drum machine that I have over here. And give it a go with like a totally classic 909 sound. See if that's anything. Move the cameras around a bit. Just a second. but we're gonna make it new in a minute. I'm gonna, I think, make all the sounds just a little shorter and a little bit more staccato. I'm gonna change the view just to the drum machine for a second. What do you guys think? Snare or clap? It could be fun to make it like a real sort of anthem, but do it. Oh, sorry. I just hit the clock. There's always a little bit of it's always a little bit of a hassle to have something hardware going on with something that's going on in the computer, like clock issues and whatnot. But let me just fix it real quick. Okay, so what I wanted to say is that we could make it into like a super lo-fi techno party. That would be fun, I think. Trying to tune the toms right now. I've never really liked the snare of the 909, so I'm gonna change that. Much better. Just gonna listen to the drums alone for a second. Here we go. rid of the 2 and the 4. I'm gonna add a little bit of a compressor and stuff. Hey, I want to do something real quick because I prepared it so that we can have some 90s kids dancing along while doing this. Let's try it out. Just to add to the vibe, right? So I'm gonna create a second. I want to try to just create a little bit of stereo image to this because everything is super mono right now. This could have a little bit of reverb as well, I think. And then I want to add a sub bass to this. And a sub bass just basically means that I don't know why it was up there, covering my face. Anyways, a sub bass is like the very, very lowest frequencies we can maybe not even hear, but at least feel. Just gonna use a wavetable for that. Thanks, man. Thanks, Brandon. Happy you like it. Let's make this just as banging. I'm gonna simplify the drums for a second. This is the most groovy thing we've had yet. It's gonna be difficult to add way more to it than this. So it's definitely time to just, try some stuff with the vocals. Start building. I'm trying to find my idea folder here. Just a second. Okay. It's online now. Okay. You look like you're Hey, Brandon. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, cool, man. I'm so happy that convolution thing really did something. And you know what? I'm gonna share some of these, some of my favorite impulse responses soon. But yeah, so keep following for that. But what I would recommend is that you just like search for strange impulse responses, and then actually you can start creating your own by like putting just a mini piece of noise through whatever you have of software, like 5 delays, and create something weird but short, and then you can start time stretching that and whatever, then bounce it and then put that in as the audio file. Otherwise, you can try to just find like real recordings of stuff and create an envelope on it and throw that in there. It doesn't really matter. It's not about finding perfect impulse responses. It's about finding the wrong ones. Okay. the next 5 minutes, I'm just gonna sing a lot of random shit because I sort of just need to test out how my voice sounds on top of it. Like, what are the best notes and all that stuff. So it's just gonna be a lot of experimenting right now. I'm gonna put another sound instead of the organ, just to create. I need a new thing to listen to. I like the chords. I'm just trying not to get tired of it too quickly. Right. This is good as well because it's a little bit more naked. And let me just try one thing. So it is. Yes, those are the chords. So it could maybe, like, every 4 time or so, it could do B minor instead of going back up. Just gonna try that real quick, at least. So that's this, and in the bass. Maybe like this. Nope. I gotta say, I really like the toms. I mean, the toms on a 909 is just fucking great. Maybe if more melodies are gonna open up if I keep... This could be like the verse thing. Or maybe, I don't know, what do you think? Does it make it too dark? I'm a little bit torn. It could also be... No, that's too much. It's too clever. That's too boring. That's too rock. Way too weird. Maybe it's just not too strange. Maybe keep it, but then just change the bass note. That sounds like an idea. Here we go. Wow, why is that so strange? Oh, sure, that was gonna work. What the hell? What am I missing? It's in the chord. Well, that clearly doesn't work. So we're not gonna do that. Hey. Okay. Okay. What needs to happen right now is that I can tell that I need a bite to eat. So I'm gonna just pause the. I'm gonna pause the stream for a second just to put on a be right back thing, and I don't even know what. I'm gonna find something to play meanwhile, and yeah, I'll be back shortly, like 5 minutes or so. Thanks for sticking around. I was thinking. About it. And I just want to make sure that I enjoy every little piece that we've added so far. That a little better. Okay, and then the bass. The bass is really nice. That sound is a little bit annoying. Yeah, that sound I don't appreciate. Let's see what I got. No, right? Oh, sorry, I forgot to change the... It wasn't supposed to be a secret. Just forgot to change cameras. Right now I'm just going through presets I've made previously, just to sort of get inspired. And it's in Diva. Actually, so far it's just best without the keys, I think. If we need keys, they should be like super subtle, because this is what I prefer, just the bass. That, and then I'm just gonna... it louder. Something like that. What do you think? Is it too subtle? Okay, first idea I have is to record some pretty random vocal and then try to make some vocal cuts to add the melody rather than actual chords. thanks. I thought it was on. So that means everything I said the past 15 minutes you can't hear, but or maybe more. But you know, that's what I said. I'm a rookie. Okay, so actually, Lancero, I asked you earlier, so you probably didn't hear what your name was, so that I could sort of same for you, Klapperstrauss. I'm guessing that's not your name. Gerd. All right. Cool. Hi, US. Where are you guys from? This is pretty cool, right? Maybe with a little bit more of like effects on it, maybe some formant shifting or something. Just because, let's keep it simple and like see-through. I think there was just too many things going on before. Too much. think I have an idea of what to do with it. I just need to clear my head before I can do the vocals. But I think, to me right now, it sounds like it just needs to alternate between having like and then move to like some sort of verse. And then like back to yeah, of course. I love having you guys here. It definitely does help me sort of figure out quicker what works and what doesn't. And the fact that you can stand listening to these loops for so long is pretty incredible. I think I've been a little too slow today, but to Miranda, do you mean just these samples? Or just the general sound of it? Hello, Stefan. Thanks for liking, man. I totally agree. It is a little bit too flat right now. I mean, we could add stuff, but I would just right now it's coming from this guy over here, and that makes it a little bit more difficult to process, because it should have a little bit of I mean, right now it's just completely mono and fairly boring. I do think that that there's something to the rawness of it. I mean, if we want to go like a little bit 90s inspired, but then it should be dirtier, less perfect, because right now it doesn't have an identity in itself. But I'm mostly looking for the groove for now. I mean, if I work further on this, there's a big chance that pretty much all the sounds from over here are gonna be what's the word? Then I'm gonna make it in Ableton instead. This is mostly sort of like a beat finding machine rather than the perfect sounds. And if not, I'm gonna record them like just the low tom or the high tom or the kick separately. I mean, let's just do that, because I kind of like it, and then you can see if you're interested, Miranda, and all you other guys, of course. So what I do is just, I mean, I don't know this machine that well yet, so I know that I'm recording here, I'd probably just do it like mute all of them and then actually, hang on a second. I think I could. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can set it up so that it becomes the sound card. Let's see, because that would be easier for sure. I think it is a sound card as well. Then the thing is like, are they all on the same track, or should I separate them? Okay, so they're all on the same track. I'm gonna fix that in a second, and then that's gonna be the easiest way of doing it. So let's see. I think no, that's not the one. Here we go. Let's see if it works. Okay. So kick must be this one. And clap. Low tom. Mid tom and high tom. And then we need to record quite a while because maybe there are like subtle differences, but also because this is MIDI synced, it's not gonna be in perfect sync until like bar 3 or something. Should have recorded them in full level. So let's do it again. But make sure that, well, everything is being recorded. It may not sound that seem that loud, but I record in 24 bits, so it's not a problem. The noise floor is super low. Okay, that's more than enough. So we're gonna take monitor off. And I'm gonna group them. Let's see. And then I'm gonna make sure that, yeah, so all of them need to be cut a little bit. So here should be the starting point. Okay. Let's start with the kick. I want to compress it ever so slightly. Yeah, man, that's fine. But we could give it a low boost here around 44. There are a lot of ways to do this. Sometimes it works just with something like this and maybe 18 dB. Definitely creates that thump that we need. And then maybe a micro reverb on it. Super short. That doesn't seem to be the right reverb. Let's try the vintage reverb. And then way, way lower. You definitely need headphones to be able to hear this, but there's a subtle difference when that creates space. I was thinking some sort of slap back delay on the clap. So let's do a dual. And I don't think I want them synced. Maybe something like this. I think I'm gonna group the toms and just put the same on them to begin with, and then pan them. Maybe like that. And definitely some type of reverb on this. That could be it. Now the rim I want to change entirely. So I'm gonna do, maybe if you watched on Tuesday, I have this trick of putting on a convolution reverb, but throwing in some weird sounds instead of just a regular sounding room. Maybe crush the crash thing completely. And then probably compress the whole thing together, but also again very slightly and not with a full mix. So something like this. Yeah, pretty close. Definitely more depth. That's a starting point at least. And then Yeah, I mean, it's getting closer, Miranda. But you don't want to, my experience at least is that you don't want to overdo the production of it too soon, because then you sort of, you decide too much on how long has that camera been on? Makes no sense. What was I trying to say? That yeah, if you decide too quickly on a specific way of the beat sounding, then you also close off all these other possibilities. So it's a give and take. I find it can be better if you just get somewhere like a little closer to what you want it to be, but not all the way there. Definitely need some high end right now, but probably through saturation rather than just equalizer. Okay, let's end it now, and I will maybe spend a little bit more time on this with the cameras off, and try to do something with it, and then post a short clip of the song later tonight. So yeah, unless you have like last minute questions, I'm gonna log off and maybe see you tomorrow, where it's gonna be a live improvisation that I'm gonna do, sort of like last week at 9, I think. But I'll write it on Facebook and Instagram. I will, Miranda. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, that's coming up tomorrow. So have a good Thursday, guys, and see you soon.